My personal favorite vehicle is the Bug because it's a Bug class. It has second top speed, but it has the additional armor where you can basically, if you can't outrun the specs, but if you come across a spec, you can generally do damage to it. And you also have the additional armor that if there's a heavier class in there with you, either the Mule class or the Bull class, if they try to hit you, you have a lot more armor to say if they do knock you, they may not necessarily kill you.
My favorite vehicle to fly, I guess, is a Bug. It doesn't have any weapons, but any true Red Planet pilot will tell you that their vehicle is their weapon. They don't need anything else. I'll take a Bug because it's got just a little bit more armor on it, and I think I do a little bit better smashing into the smaller guys.
My personal favorite vehicle is the Bug because it's a Bug class. It has second top speed, but it has the additional armor where you can basically, if you can't outrun the specs, but if you come across a spec, you can generally do damage to it. And you also have the additional armor that if there's a heavier class in there with you, either the Mule class or the Bull class, if they try to hit you, you have a lot more armor to say if they do knock you, they may not necessarily kill you.
My favorite vehicle to fly, I guess, is a Bug. It doesn't have any weapons, but any true Red Planet pilot will tell you that their vehicle is their weapon. They don't need anything else. I'll take a Bug because it's got just a little bit more armor on it, and I think I do a little bit better smashing into the smaller guys.
It's got 2 banks of 8 boosters, and those extra boosters, you're getting 4 extra boosts. That will really jack your score up. The spec forces you to be a very good pilot because you can't afford to brush into anything. It's like driving a real car. You never want to have your car hit another car on the street. People who fly specs have a tendency to do the same thing. They avoid everything at all costs. You hit anything at any rate of speed at all, you're going to die. So it keeps you off of the walls, which makes you a better pilot.
This spec is it's so touchy, but then after you fly it after a while, it actually seems like a very strong vehicle. But as again, the lower level pilots have a real hard time with such a touchy small vehicle banging into walls. But I find it a lot easier to pilot due to those extra boosters. You can get your speed out like on the longer courses, things like Dave's Dream, Shroom's Lair. They work really well, and they have very high maneuverability.
The Chigger is the one with the 2 rivet guns. It's an interesting one. I've never been a fan of rivet guns. I will be honest on that. It is a fast vehicle. It is a Bug class vehicle too, and it does have light weapons. But I felt that rivet guns, while they'll never run out, they can be spooky to a beginning player, but an experienced player they just won't spook. And they won't hit mines, and for the most part, they're not too difficult to aim, but they're not an effective weapon, I've noticed. They're just there more for, I mean, to be honest, I think they slow down the Chigger more than anything else. If they weren't there, maybe the Chigger would be a little bit faster and more effective vehicle.
The Chigger is an armed Bug. It's got rivet guns, which are very nice. They're not as effective as laser drills, I feel. But it's a little more rugged than the spec. It can take a little more abuse, and you can spit those rivets out, and they've got a good long range, and you can hit somebody with it and kill somebody much more readily with a rivet gun than you can with a laser drill.
The Flea is a general, I'm going to really make you grouchy, this mission type vehicle. You're dropping landmines, you're annoying people. The nice thing about it, though, is if you're in a Le Mans or a rally or something where you can't take the same vehicle twice, I personally took a spec for one of my runs, and then I take a Flea. I don't take the Flea for the landmines. I might as well just jettison the landmines on somebody's drop site and move on. Because the thing with that vehicle is it has 6.4 acceleration, exact same thing as a spec, and that's really what matters to me.
And the Flea, because it has mines. I love dropping the mines, because you can drop them in the scoring zones and places people don't expect them to be. Because if they're just planning on doing a speed run, they'll run and they won't notice it, and then you'll blow them up and you'll get a kill for that.
Roach has got a medium rivet gun. The rivets do a little more damage. It doesn't fire as quickly as the other rivet guns, but you can kill things rapidly.
The Skeeter is a lighter vehicle, so if you're not very comfortable with the course you're running, you probably shouldn't use it. But if you are comfortable with it, those laser drills can be very annoying for the people you're playing against. You can use them to blind people, and that's what makes it a good VTV.
The Skeeter, I believe, has the laser drill on it. Laser drill comes in handy when you're racing with fleas, because the fleas, of course, have mines. So usually you can get the mines out of the way by using the laser drill on the Skeeter. It's fast, has good armor, and usually does a good job of getting you through.